So we're going to talk about three of D.W. Griffith's major contributions to early cinema language. The first being the close-up. Close-up is a framing choice that tightly frames the subject's face, so bringing the camera really close up to the subject. Now imagine if you are a person living during this time and you've only seen celebrities on stage from far away. Imagine the ability to be able to see them in a close-up with their face projected on a huge screen. That changes the way that people interact with their favorite celebrities, right? It creates a sense of intimacy. So the close-up is directly tied to the modern celebrity and the relationship we have with movie stars, the concept of a movie star. Griffith also was known for playing with camera angles. So instead of just having the camera in one static position, being able to shift the camera's position to create a different relationship with the subject. So a high angle would be the camera placed high looking down on the subject. Straight on would be eye level with the subject. And in a low angle, the camera is placed below the subject looking up. So depending on where the camera angle is placed, it can change the way the audience views the subject. So this is a low angle shot from Birth of a Nation. Notice that we are looking up at this character. He looks bigger, more imposing, more powerful, towering above us. This is a high angle shot, looking down on the crowd. Notice how tiny the people are in this setting. We get a almost godlike view of this set. This is from his film Intolerance, which he made as a response to the criticism he got from Birth of a Nation. So his Birth of a Nation was in 1915 and Intolerance was in 1916. But look at the high angle shot here. And then an eye level would be where the camera is eye level with the subject. But just moving the camera angle can completely change the way we interpret what we're seeing. And perhaps most importantly is his use of editing to create suspense, sympathy, to create an emotional effect on the audience. He was one of the first filmmakers to realize that editing had a psychological power to it. His work would actually go on to inspire filmmakers around the world in Russia. We'll talk about Soviet filmmakers later in the semester. But Soviet filmmakers used Griffith's films, they bootlegged copies of his early films, and experimented with cutting them and recutting them and editing them in a million different ways and screening them in front of audiences and as an experiment to see how the content was changed based on the editing. So you guys are going to watch this clip about editing choices and how Griffiths was so instrumental in that. And so financial hit, but lots of criticism for Birth of a Nation in 1915. Then he makes Intolerance, which is a huge, big budget flop. And he never really gets out from under the loss of Intolerance. He loses most of his money. He goes on to create United Artists with some movie stars at the time, but he never really pays back the debt of Birth of a Nation.